Hey everybody, this is Erika from In the Company of Cards. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Um, as I usually do on a Monday, I want to just remind you that on this channel, I use a European card system called Lenormand. Uh, how else could you pronounce it? Lenormand, however you want to pronounce it. And I have written a book called The Language of Lenormand. If you want to learn how to read the way that I do, I read in a traditional way, but I also have put um, you know, my own spin on several spreads. So I'm a teacher for 30 years, and so I wanted to come up with a really um, friendly way to learn this system so that, you don't feel like you have to go to somebody else to find out um, what the universe has in store for you. You can learn how to use the cards yourself. The book is also in French, Découvrez le langage secret du Lenormand. So you can find these books wherever books are sold. I have a deck. This is the deck that you see me using all the time, and it's my own. It's called Erika's Lenormand of Hope. You can access through La Panthère Studio. They are the sole distributors of my deck. I have a course that is self-directed, meaning I put up videos and you can, at your own pace, learn how to read. I'm going to probably put up a live class in the fall, which I think will be a lot of fun for all of us. So all of that is right under my every video that I have. If you click the more button there, it'll take you to those links. Um, Thank you for all of your kind comments on my video on Saturday, where I pulled cards. I pulled a tarot card and then three or no, five clarifying Lenormand cards for each astrological sign. I made very clear from jump that I am not an astrologer, uh, but intention is everything. And so I just, with each sign in mind, I went through and gave some guidance for what I see in the cards as coming up for the month of June. It was really well received, and you have asked me to repeat that. So I think I will continue that as a monthly offering. It'll probably be like the last Saturday of every month, and then we'll look at the month coming in. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it resonated, and I really appreciate the kind comments. I was supposed to have a conversation, well, I did, with astrologer and tarotist Sheila Haidt. Several of you have asked that I have her back. She's a friend of mine and she's terrific. We had a whole conversation, and guess what? I forgot to hit the record button. So we will be having another conversation this month, and this time I will hit the record button, and she will let us know what kinds of astrological energies we need to be aware of um, for the second half of June and then moving forward. And we are thinking that we might make this a monthly thing. I always love talking to Sheila Haidt. She's terrific at what she does. So here we are today. This won't be a long video, but I did want to come on and note the fact that the felon keeps throwing spaghetti at the wall and then running up to the wall and trying to take the spaghetti back before he gets in trouble for having put spaghetti on the wall. Um, first with his IRS lawsuit, where he was going to be plaintiff and defendant, and realized that a judge might say, wait, what? So he took it off the table and then decided to reward himself as a consolation prize with that 1776 billion slush fund that he was going to then give to people who are cronies and supporters of his, whom he feels have been wronged, including January 6th felons. not unlike himself. And we know that the judge said, when he took that first lawsuit against the IRS off the table, the judge said, wait a minute, what? You, you can't set the table like that. You can't bring something to my table and then snatch it back off. I want that back on the table. I want to know what was your intention. So he's in big trouble. Then, with the 1776 billion, he has taken that back. First of all, he would not have gotten approval of it from Congress, and a judge would certainly look askance at that as well. What I want to know is it's all well and good to put this stuff out and then take it back. Like there's no fingerprints from your throwing of the spaghetti with the sauce on it. I want to know, will the felon pay a price? And if he's paying a price, listen, I'm hoping that it's not financial. And here's why. He never pays a financial price. I mean, he still owes E. Jean Carroll money and is trying to sue her so he doesn't have to pay it. I want to know, will these two spaghetti throwing incidents, the first with the IRS, the second with the consolation prize slush fund, that he has rescinded both of those, will he be criminally liable for either of those situations? That's what I want to know. Will he be criminally held responsible? I mean, obviously not anytime soon, but in the fullness of time, like, oh, I don't know, 2020, yeah, in November of this year or in January 2 years from now, will he be held criminally responsible? Because this was really an attempt at, I mean, grand theft, larceny. Will he be held responsible criminally? That's my question. So I think I'm going to look for him in the deck. That's the older man. And I just want to know, will he be held criminally responsible? I don't know. These cards are, they should not be upside down. I don't know how I shuffled them that they are, but okay. We're looking for the older man. And it's, in particular, specifically in regard to these two attempts at swindling the US population out of their hard-earned tax money. Enough cards. We have the fox, we have the tower, we have the felon, we have the house, and we have the bear. Now, obviously, this is him trying to play fast and loose, trying to get away with some big, huge thing. I can mirror it with the bear. And here the bear is big money, obviously, right? We're talking billions of dollars. He absolutely tried to steal billions of dollars from us. Entertainment purposes only, allegedly. Second card is the tower. I can mirror that with the house. I mean, I would prefer if they were reversed, but they're not reversed. Um, you know, he won't be sent to prison because he's a president, and he will be a former president if he lives that long. So I don't think prison will be the remedy here. Here he is in the center, and the clarifiers are the key, the moon, and the scales. So I do think he will be held to account because the key is a yes card. His reputation, that's this card, he will be known as by the courts. They will somehow um, let the word go forth that he tried to get away with something. But it's making me think that any penalty will not be like jail or house arrest or anything like that. It'll always be financial. And of course, that means he'll always find a way to get out of it. Fourth card is the house. Clarifiers are the ring, the clover, and the garden. Again, he's kind of protected by being in the White House, by being the president. Um, this is just what he does. This is what he's accustomed to doing. It's not anything different. And he's born under all kinds of lucky astrological influences. So, that's Clover. Um, he just gets away with things. This is that big money, billions. Uh, Clarifiers are the young woman, the anchor in the tree. Again, I will say the Epstein situation is going to bring him down. It just is. That anchor sinks him. It also, it takes a long time. That's the tree, but it also ruins his health. Um, there are more revelations to come about that. So I guess, unfortunately, if there is a remedy to this attempt at stealing the money, I don't know. I I think it will be made clear by whatever a judge decides that this was criminal. But again, because of the office that he holds, I don't see him being held to account, except insofar as the court of public um, opinion is concerned. I guess the argument would be, well, he tried to do it, but then he took it back, right? I mean, that would be the argument. Well, I thought I could do this, but then I thought better of it, so I took it off the table. Again, hardly an excuse. He took it back because he knew that it wasn't going to fly. He's just, again, he came here to show us something about ourselves, to challenge us as a society. How much are we willing to take? And that question remains open, does it not? Okay. Um, this is kind of mean, but oh well. So the birthday concert went bust. He's now accusing all of the performers who have uh, offered their regrets, said they're not going to be performing. He has called them all third rate performers. In fact, that is true. He is correct. They are all third-rate performers, but he's the one who asked them. So, you know, um, he has decided that, since nobody will play at his concert except for Vanilla Ice, um, he wants it to be a big rally um, of the, you know, most famous person in the world, whatever he calls himself. So Um, I know he's supposed to go to France the day after his birthday on the 15th, but I just want to know how will his birthday be for him? For him. The other thing I want to look at is the No Kings rally. The next one is his birthday. So how will his birthday go for him? It's the 14th, Flag Day. Oh, the irony. Okay, let's see. So this time we're looking at him again, but um, in regard to his birthday, that, the birthday party that is not going to be what he hoped it would be. Of course, there's always the cage match, right? How will his birthday go? I feel like these are not, well, no, I'm okay. I think these are okay. I know I shuffled them. So when I saw the scales and the tower come back out again, I thought, oh, did I shuffle them well enough? But I actually think that I did. Um, again, how will the birthday boy's birthday be? We have the scale, we have the tower, we have the felon, we have the fish, and we have the rider. Okay. So it is only right and just, the card of justice, that he feel maybe surrounded by people, but alone. And he will have a lot of emotions around this. He will know that he is not loved. And I will show you that later on in the spread. Generally, we can kind of rally for somebody's birthday, right? I mean, have you not ever wished somebody who's not exactly your favorite person a happy birthday? Because, it's their birthday, it's the right thing to do. But he will feel his isolation, that people are doing things or saying happy birthday, um, but they don't really mean it. The fish is about emotion, and he will feel like a lonely person, like a man alone. That is the message that he will get on that day. So here he is. Clarifiers for him are the letter, the coffin, and the anchor. Again, um, what will people be writing about him on his birthday? Will they be sending him birthday cards? No. A coffin is a coffin. We wish that his 80th year, may it be, 80 is a good long amount, a number of years to live. So a lot of us are like, it's time. And this will sink him low. Plus the rigmarole. I mean, the country is having its 250th birthday. He's more worked up, of course, about his own personal birthday on the 14th. He has also conflated the two. Uh, but I mean, he's being brought low on his birthday. Fish is clarified by key, birds, and hold on, I'll hold on the last clarifier. He will be feeling it. It will be very clear to him that yes, as far as the talk goes about you, Mr. President, this is what people wish for you. Just that you're not in that office anymore. Stay in the world, that's okay. Although we do have them. But we just universally almost wish that you were not in this behind the resolute desk. He will have gotten that message. you know, the entertainers are not coming. Nobody wanted to go to his cage fight match, so now he has to conscript the military to go. Uh, he's gotten all this bad news from the courts of late. Epstein is still a thing. There's news about Melania that is not too good from, um, what's her name in Brazil? You know what I mean. So the message that he will get from his birthday celebrations will be he will feel small. The thing about that is the problem with that, because he's a narcissist, is that it brings out the worst in him, right? So, for example, we'll be having the No Kings rally. He may, you know, he may want to have a reaction to that that is over the top, for example. Um, and again, he remains wily and up to no good and perverting the course of justice, we'll just say. His existence is a perversion of the course of justice. I don't think he will enjoy his birthday. Mm. I think he will feel not celebrated in the way that he thinks he should be, not feted in the way that he should be. So I want to look for a minute at just how the No Kings rally will go. This is obviously a nationwide thing. I guess it's tea party style again, garden party style. Like I'm sure there'll be certain hours for it because God forbid we should do a general strike that really means anything in this country. We haven't felt enough pain yet. And that's an awful thing to say. And I'm sure it's a worse thing to hear, but this is what I'm being told. We have not yet felt enough to do something about it for real. So anyway, how will the No Kings Day go on his birthday? Uh, and I'm going to use the garden for that because the garden is big gatherings of people. And for the garden, thank you for all of your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your kind comments. I really appreciate all of that so much. If you think this channel is something that people you know would enjoy, I would love it if you would share the video or spread the word about the work that I do here, especially in these times, which are getting a little, interesting for those of us who do this kind of political commentary. So this is the Garden, and this stands for the No King's Day coming up on the 14th. I mean, as you can imagine, it's not just that nobody wants to go to his birthday party, it's that they'll all be going to a better birthday party of someone that they like. This is going to be tough for him. So we have the mountain, the child, the garden, the clouds, and the mice. And I think what I'm being shown is how he will feel about it. Um, a mountain is a block, a delay. He will want to say, I mean, listen, if it was up to him, he'd say, nobody can attend a No King's March. It has to be a felon rally, or else you can't do it. So I just feel like in certain parts of the country, there may be some impediments put up to make the participation smaller, because this is going to be very difficult for his ego. Now, we have the garden in the middle, but look, we have the clouds and the mice at the end. I think this speaks to how the people are starting to feel. The war seems interminable. Is Iran is no longer at the table because they are sticking up for Lebanon, which the genocidal state of Israel has decided to attack in a big way. So people are not happy. I think that this No Kings rally on the 14th will not have quite the garden party vibe that the others have had. I think this will feel more as though the crowd is restive and upset and angry, disturbed. It's not just, by the way, now that prices are problematic, we're going to start to see supply chain issues where you'll see gas pumps closed. Not just that the price is exorbitant, but that like three out of the five pumps at the place you go to are closed because they can't get the gas. Oh, because there's a blockade. There will be supply chain issues. So people are starting to worry about lack of things. That could bring more and more people out actually than ever before. And again, I don't feel like it'll have a celebratory garden party fun vibe. Which is good. I mean, you know, here's the actual day of No King's um, events, and we have the letter, the stork, and then the snake. So they want bills passed that will make stuff better. They want a peace agreement so that the Strait of Hormuz can be open. They want all of that um, so that things will be better because right now things are bad. Okay, clouds. Interesting. The clarifiers are the felon, the fish, and the heart. Even people who have loved him have feelings. And what kind of feelings do they have? Doubts. Even the hardcore diehards, the MAGA maggots, are saying, not only can I not afford gas, I can't find gas. Or, you know, I used to be able to find five varieties of apples, and now I can only find two, and I'm paying through the nose for them. So the natives are restless, as they say in the movies. The lack is being felt. Clarifiers are bear, star, and rider. So these two cards, you think of these two cards as opposite. Like this is like boom, and this is bust. This is plenty. This is lack. So people are feeling the pinch and worried about the future. And that is the message that the No Kings rally will seek to send. However, the person at whom it's directed is not, he's the birthday boy. So He's all about cage matches and rallies. But does that not put you in mind of King Louis and Marie Antoinette and the whole let them eat cake thing? He's starting to really be wading in dangerous waters because his approval ratings are in the 30s, if not the 20s, including there he's way underwater, believe it or not, with young white men. What happened, right? So this will not be a good day for him if you're planning on going out and participating in the rally. Maybe there are those of you who have not gone out before, and now you feel the first fierce urgency of now, and go out there. Well, that's good. Let the message be sent. Okay, two more things, or maybe one. I don't want to look at the elections. I already have looked at California. Um, we'll know soon enough how things go tomorrow. Um, there are different races, different places. I do want to say that in Maine, we have Graham Plattner, and there's a little scandal that it's kind of actually a tempest in a teapot. Um, and should amount to nothing. Uh, I think that he will, in the end, beat Susan Collins, but that's not for a long ways away. That's not for a while yet. That's not till November. So I'm not going to look at that. I do think he'll be okay in Maine. And Susan Collins, she really needs to retire. Peter Thiel moved to Argentina. How interesting. Why did he move to Argentina? Well, I think this is a hopeful sign for us. Both Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin. Curtis Yarvin, cut from the same cloth as Peter Thiel, one of these technocrats who believes that democracy doesn't work and that everything should be run by technocrat billionaires. And I remember an interview with Curtis Yarvin, and he said he was really going to test things. He was waiting to see because he foresaw that he might have to leave the country. If the great MAGA experiment didn't work, if Trump, the felon, sort of lost popularity, if Project 2025 couldn't carry its weight, that he would leave the country, flee the country, really. Well, here we have now Peter Thiel doing it. Now, why is Peter Thiel doing it? I mean, I think he sees what Curtis Yarvin was forecasting could happen, which is, they they bet everything on this whole thing working, and it may not work for them. That's part of it. But why Argentina? Well, Argentina, uh, South American country, obviously, as we know, which was a destination spot for a lot of uh, Germans on the wrong side, we'll just call it, during World War II or after World War II. A lot of them decamped to Argentina. Argentina has a very right-wing president who shares Peter Thiel's philosophy. And so, he's going there because he finds he'll find like minds there. But here's the thing. So there he is in Argentina. He's decamped there. And who has he left behind? JD. JD is being bullied. It's hard not to smile by the felon who is doing it in a very obvious, loud way, um, pointing out JD's character flaws and sort of lack of lack of charisma, lack of just reading a room. We know that Marco has been nipping at his heels, and on the street is that Vance, I mean, may not only not run, but may resign from office. So of course, then they would probably give little Marco his 10th job of being vice president. I don't know. Uh, but here's the thing: Peter Thiel seems to have lost interest in Vance. And if Peter Thiel has lost interest in Vance, that means that the other big money donors behind him will have lost interest. So, what lies ahead for Vance? Let's just look at that. That'll be the last thing I look at today. Tomorrow, you can find me on Substack, where I will be writing my weekly essay. It's free over there to read. Um, And then Wednesday, I will be with Lena Wednesday night for our Worldview 360. That will be the day after, of course, the um, primaries in the various states. So that'll be interesting. All right. What is in JD's future? We will use the young man card for him just because he's not old. Okay. Remember, we're looking for the young man. Here he is, popped right up. Okay, this stands for JD, who is being ill-used by his own people. Interesting. So we have the dog, we have the scale, there's JD, there's the garden, and the heart. I mean, gotta say, this line of five is not bad. This is the card for friends. Uh, and then we have the second card was the scales. So first off, he's weighing who are my friends? Can I trust the people who I thought were in my corner? So he's probably asking himself that question, as well as, what can I do to make the public love me? So I don't think he is at the point of leaving. I think he is at a point of reassessing, like, who can I trust? Who can't I trust? What is the missing link? How can I make people love me? Like, remember he was at the whatever that graduation, military graduation, and he said, "You can't boo me because I'm the vice president." What? Like, what? You can't order people to not boo you. He's got a lot to learn. All right, back to the dog. Clarifiers are fish, anchor, and bouquet. Okay, originally, I feel like this is a very chronological type of spread. Originally, he had friends and supporters, people in high places, people who were backing him with money, who were, keeping him afloat, solvent, secure, promising him all kinds of things, all kinds of rewards. like Peter Thiel. Second card is the scale. Clarifiers are the whip, the stork, and the ring. So things have seemed unbalanced for him of late, right? Things have gone wrong. His mentor left the country. He's being ridiculed. Marco's on his tail. The felon clearly doesn't like him. This is about um, the talk around him being really unpleasant, um, feeling like he has to defend himself, uh, feeling really besieged. And he wants things to be better. By the way, not for nothing, there may be issues in his marriage, arguments in his marriage. And he wants that to improve. Usha's about to have the fourth kid. So if he's talking about his future and what he should do, I mean, I'm sure she's saying, "Oh, I don't know, maybe we should cut our losses while we can. We're going to have four kids and everybody hates you and your big benefactor has left town." I don't know if he's actually cut the cord with JD, but I feel like he probably has. Um, maybe if he makes a decision to leave, that would improve his marriage. But here he is leaving the office to which he was elected. I don't know. That's not a good look, he's thinking. Like, how will that help me in the future? Once the dust has settled, the felon is no longer a thing. Marco is wherever. People will remember me as the guy who quit elected office. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if I should do it, even if it would improve my marital situation. Fourth card is the garden. This is like people, everybody, the public. Clarifiers are the star, the young woman, and the tower. He is thinking about his political future. But you know what? I don't know. He may also be thinking about teaming up with Erika Kirk. I know she wanted to team up with him. That's why she bought the domain name of Vance Kirk 2028. She may have been a little bit hasty in doing that. But, could he help her? Uh, could he be the new face of Turning Point? I think he's thinking about something like that. I mean, they bring in a lot of money. They're very shady, but they are bringing in money. I mean, he might have gotten an offer. Or is there a way that he could um, align politically in some way with her in a formal way? I don't know. I think he's got everything on the table. The final card, the fifth card in our original line, is the heart. And I think uh, he really wants to do something new. If he could cobble together something of his own where he's not the laughing stock, I think he would make a decision to do that. That's a card for decision. And that he thinks it would be a good move, a lucky move. So I'm going to say this. I don't necessarily see him quitting, but that if he were to quit, it would be because he got some sort of offer, because I can mirror this with this, from somebody unexpected to do something different, right? Like take over the reins of Turning Point USA. A lot of people are having a problem with Erika being the head of it. Erika is no Charlie. Not that I thought Charlie was any prize, but anyway, they think he was a prize. Maybe they need a DJ, JD. a JD to head that up. I think he is entertaining offers. That's what I think. But I don't think we will hear anything anytime soon. He's definitely entertaining offers. I think Usha, much as she would like to be first lady, she doesn't want to be a despised, maligned first lady. And if they can make big bucks doing something else, and maybe then she can go back to work, because I don't think she's happy being just, you know, at home with soon to be four kids. If the offer that he gets is good enough, he may decide maybe not to quit. I don't see that, but to not put his hat in the ring. That means if the felon were to leave office early, JD would take over. He would be the president for a hot minute and then let everybody else fight it out in the primaries and step back and do something in the business sector. Maybe turning point. Could be. All right, you all. Thank you for spending some time with me on a Monday. And again, I'll see you over on Substack. It's called In the Company of Cards, just like this channel is. And I will be using Lenormand and tarot and an African oracle called the Adinkra to write my weekly article over there. And uh, and then Wednesday night, I will be here with Lena. So hope to see you there live. All right, everybody, take care.